And our thanks to Sam Brock for that story. I'm joined tonight by one of the brave first responders, former NYPD Captain John Monaghan, who 24 years ago answered that call and rushed to the Twin Towers. John's a good friend of Top Story, and we appreciate you being here on a very difficult day. This day happens every year, right? And you have to look back, and it is so tough even now. When it is 9/11 and you wake up on this day, what goes through your head?
Tom, an assortment of things. Every year it's something different that comes to the fore. This year I'm thinking about the phrase first responders. Prior to 9/11, when you describe people who rushed into the danger when everyone was running for their lives, the phrase was cops and firemen. It seems to have evolved since 9/11 to first responders, and I think I know why. What I saw that morning, tough memory. But by the time I got there, the towers were in flames already. We had evacuated a number of buildings in Lower Manhattan because, there was a third plane up there. We didn't know where it was going. We evacuated City Hall, One Police Plaza, the courthouses. So I had to push through security with one of my lieutenants. Can I shout out to Lieutenant Mike McDougal? God bless you, Mike.
Yeah.
And Danny Nicholson. We rushed in, we got our uniforms on, we went over there. And there was no communication, none of the cell towers were down. Phones weren't working. So there were cops coming in from all over the city. They didn't really have a lot of direction. So I grabbed a team of 8 guys from Brooklyn, I think. Down we went, digging around and stopping and listening. We thought there'd be people.
You're now in the rubble.
We climbed down into the basement underneath the rubble looking for victims.
John, I got to ask you, you saw what had just happened. The Twin Towers, right? Which were sort of the highlight of Lower Manhattan and really of the city. Nothing had been built like that. And now they were knocked down. They were just piles of rubble, and you didn't know what was next. How did you go in there? Were you afraid?
You know what? Well, yeah, but you have to ignore that. You can't let fear stop you. It's funny you say not knowing what was next, because later in the day, Building 7 fell, and we were down underneath the rubble. And my God, I tell you what, it was asses and elbows getting out of there. Excuse my language. But you know what? We went down there and we're crawling around in the dark. It was a bright sunny day, remember? We had maybe 1 or 2 flashlights between the 10 of us, no masks, no helmets. I had to bring the guys up for some fresh air and light after an hour, hour and a half.
Did you hear anything?
No.
Did you hear anything?
No, and we would stop and freeze and listen and tap, and we kept expecting people to be calling out to us or signaling somehow, and we would come up into the sunlight after a few hours, and here's why the phrase first responder is so fitting. There was a row of gurneys. Tom, it was quite a sight. Medics, nurses' aides, doctors, EMS, there they were. They had rushed into. And they were ready like sprinters waiting for a relay baton. And that's a tough memory. All we could do was shrug. We had nobody. And I tell you what, by the second or third time we came up out of the underneath, we're breathless, we're filthy, we're exhausted. And there they were. All those medics. You know who impressed me too? The labor unions, the steel workers, the iron workers. Those guys are like acrobats. They're daredevils.
I remember looking at that pile afterwards thinking they're never going to clear it, and they cleared it in record time.
And that day, Tuesday, September 11th, they marched in columns of 2 like a military unit. I was so proud of the unions that day too.
24 years later, John, what have we learned?
Oh, God. You know what? There was a lot of unity that day. I can tell you the days following. We had closed Manhattan on House Street. And every time I drove out of there in uniform, there was thousands of people at the barricades on House Street. That's the Lower West Side. Not known for its pro-cop stance as a neighborhood. And the way they cheered us, it brought a tear to my eye every day. There was unity throughout the nation. You had people like Rosie O'Donnell complimenting Rudy Giuliani. We were together as one as a nation, and God, if we could recapture that without having to suffer another attack like that, wouldn't that be something?
It would, and we're going to leave it right there. John, we thank you for being here. We thank you for your service and your bravery on that day, and all the brave men and women who sacrificed, but who also went in there not knowing if they were going to come out alive. We thank you.
Thanks, Tom.
All right, we thank